Hi there, this is Ertugrul, and I'm going to make a video for most of my students who have questions on how to go about footnotes and endnotes. And I have a very neat trick for working with footnotes and endnotes. Obviously, as you know, there are two or many ways, but actually two main ways to edit your footnotes. The first one would be to use your word processor, the Word document. And the second is the trick that I'm going to show you to work with your footnotes and endnotes. So let me take you through the screen. On the right side, I have a dummy essay, and on the left side, I have my Zotero, which I downloaded, which is also open source. It means that it's free. You can download it for free and can use it without any restrictions. And beneath there, right there, you have the Google Scholar. And as you can see, I've already searched for an author, and Google Scholar is very rich concerning finding sources, footnotes, endnotes, or especially serious sources literature. Which you're going to obviously need when you're writing an essay or when you're writing your thesis. So let's take you through the steps. Imagine that you're writing your essay. You would have a main title, and which I use, the Foundations of Social Sciences. It's a course that I teach. Having used that, you might a subtitle, which is italicized. And on your cover page, on the left bottom, you'd most probably surname, student number, department, and university. Main body, there'd probably be an introduction. So you work with headings and you work with paragraphs, as you know. And I'm not going to take you through the text, which is a dummy text that I made up as I went. And I want you to pay attention to the author. As you can see in the text, there is a part which says Kenneth Walls, as a realist, international relations theorist, assumes that human nature is destined to be self-serving. Imagine that you want to use a footnote for that sentence. You would go to references, and underneath the references, you would find insert footnote, and then the word processor would insert a superscript, as you can see. So it would require you to put the name, the family name, the book title, maybe the subtitle. If you're using Chicago manual style, which we are in this video, you could also use another style, but we're focusing on Chicago manual style in this case. It would require you to know the publishing house, the year, etc., and it would mean that you have to put it manually one by one. Imagine that you're working with a thesis of a couple of hundred pages. It would be a colossal work to maintain the integrity, validity of your essay. So for that reason, I would like to suggest you Zotero, which builds actually a library, a digital library for yourself, which you can maintain, which you can prepare and preserve for a very long time on your laptop. So as you can see, I have my own library, which I've been working for a very long time because of my dissertation research, and which I also use for my articles that I send to journals. Imagine that you want to put at the end of that sentence a source. I want to find that source on Google Scholar. So search for Kenneth Waltz. It's this source that I need. And then you see right beneath under this source, the citation mark. If you click on that citation mark, you will see a window which says, do you want the source to be downloaded, bib, text, endnote, ref works. For Zotero, it would require you to download it as refman. Let's go ahead and click on that. As you can see, it has downloaded it. And because my Zotero program is open, the moment that I double click on the RIS source, which is downloaded, Zotero is going to ask me, do you want to import this in your library? Go ahead and say, okay. Now it is inserted in your library. So every bit of information that you originally or initially would have to put manually one by one, now you don't have to do that anymore. So let's go ahead and put the cursor where I want my footnote to be, and then I'm going to, because you downloaded Zotero for free, you can also get it embedded in your word processor. As you can see, I have Zotero right there in my word processor. So I'm going to click on Zotero, and then it gives me a couple of options. The first option would be add edit citation. This is the one for footnotes. And if you want to use Endnotes and create a bibliography, you can do that as well. And imagine that you're working in your thesis, a book or whatever, and you have many pages. Obviously, these paragraphs are going to shift, and the location of your footnotes are going to change as well. So there's another button which says refresh. So the moment that you click on the refresh button, it will naturally, logically, it will refresh the whole document. So it will put the relevant footnote on the relevant page. So let's go ahead and click add edit citation. And then this is the one, so you can search for Kenneth Waltz, but in this case, I already found it. Click on that. Let's imagine that is page 48, right? We just make up a page, and then we say okay. And then you will see down beneath the page, you will see that Zotero has generated the footnote in the right order. So you have two authors, Kenneth Waltz and James Fearon, first name, family name, comma, and then you have a conversation with Kenneth Waltz, and then you have annual review of political science. That's the publisher. So this kind of puts it in the right order for Chicago manual style, and you can also see the page. Having done that, let's imagine that you want to use the same source again for the second time, and then you would edit the same citation. Let's say it's 56 this time, and you say okay. So this time it will make a bit. So it also keeps up with the previous footnote, and when you use it for the second and the third time, it puts it in the right style of Chicago manual technique. So having said that, I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you guys the next time.